Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and in today's video I want to share you my 4 biggest luxury shopping mistakes and learnings from last year. So I did some soul searching and reflecting my past year shopping behavior and basically how I feel about things compared to how I used to feel and so on. And I actually managed to list up 4 things that I came into a revelation of, how my behavior has changed, what I've actually understood, what type of mistakes I made last year regarding luxury shopping. So if this is something you're interested in, please keep watching. The first mistake of last year regarding luxury shopping is not listening to the small doubt inside your mind when doing a purchase. So the small tiny voice that if 99% is perfect, there is the 1% not perfect, and kind of ignoring that. And I have an example of something I actually did purchase last year that ended up not really being the best purchase of 2002. It actually, in a whole hindsight of things, was the most wasted of money. Luckily, it was not the most I spent on an item last year, but still kind of a waste of money that I now could have. And I am talking about my Louis Vuitton, my monogram sunglasses in tortoise color. This is the square shape. There is also a round one. This is what they look like on me. So last year, I also shared in my luxury wishlist video and so on that I was looking to add a brown pair of sunglasses, or tortoise colored, is that a color? We'll call it that. So tortoise pair of sunglasses next to my black Fendis, which I just adore and have used them for many years. Only them pretty much. So I felt like I could add up another pair of different colorway that would kind of then suit different moods and clothes and like different stuff. And I did look around for a bit, and then I had noticed these already like a long time before I actually ended up buying them. I think the final kick was last spring. We were in Vienna and I saw a lady in the next table wearing these, and I was just like, they look beautiful and so on. Of course, like with sunglasses, they might look beautiful on someone else than yourself. But all in all, I was kind of sold to the idea. And the small doubt in my mind was when I went to try these on in the boutique is that I have a rather, let's say, big head or big face or however it is. And of course, this is once again very subjective, but I feel like that to my face or my frame, a bigger sized lenses look the best. And when I put these on, I wasn't entirely satisfied with the size of the lenses. Preferably, I would have wanted them to be a bit bigger. But I really loved quite a lot of things, and I have to say I might have been a bit impatient as well, because I wanted a new pair of sunglasses, as we always do. And I felt like my search was complete. I had found it. Let's go. Another thing that was kind of on my mind was like, do I really like these? Is there too much branding? I know it's not a lot, but for me, something to consider. And I also muted that voice and purchased these. And don't get me wrong, I actually wore these quite a lot and enjoyed wearing them as well during the summer. I still kind of used my black Fendis maybe a bit more than these, probably because they have bigger lenses and I feel like they look better on my face. But I had spent over 300 euros on these, so yeah, I wore them. And then we went to Italy and I found the perfect sunglasses, in my opinion, like the best type of sunglasses that were just 100% me. And I did try them on a few times before I purchased them, because I kind of not really have rules, but I kind of do, of not having multiples of things for no reason. And I felt like these were similar enough to the Louis Vuitton ones. But in the first place where I tried them on, I filmed myself kind of through the mirror, and then every day during the trip, we were over a week in Italy, so every day during the trip, I looked at that video and I was like, those glasses are haunting me. And it was the last full day. Oh no, it actually was completely the last day. It wasn't even the full day. We were leaving to the airport after that, but as the last thing before we went back to our hotel and picked up our luggage, we went and bought me these sunglasses. And I haven't touched the Louis Vuitton sunglasses since. The Louis Vuitton sunglasses haven't left our home since I got these. I wore these as long as it was sunny in the autumn, and during the winter we have snow and cold right now, but there might be some sunny days sometimes, although majority of time is just gray and dark. But when there is sunny days, I just grab these immediately and go outside and wear these. I absolutely love them. The color is so beautiful. They have the Triumph logo, but for some reason for me, this is not as logo-y as the Louis Vuitton ones. Go figure. So I'm kind of, as a learning, considering that if I would have listened to the doubts in my head, I probably wouldn't have purchased those when I did, and just wore my Fendis up until Italy, where I would have found my perfect pair of brown sunglasses. So it kind of made me think, and I still have these glasses and I don't really know what to do with them. I'm really considering selling them, but I know that I won't get nearly as much of what I paid them, because sunglasses kind of lose their value. So I can't really say that this is an expensive mistake, but a mistake nevertheless, where currently I could be having a bit more money on my, let's say, luxury account, if that's a thing. Or probably it wouldn't there, I would have purchased something else with the same money, but all in all, I wouldn't have these now and considering kind of like, what should I do with them? Because I 100% more enjoy wearing the Celine ones. The second mistake, but maybe more of a learning of my shopping behavior, is that when it comes to handbags especially, no more monogram. And maybe more precisely in this, that not super branded stuff. The more subtle, understated it is, the more I'm gonna like it and wear it. And I have learned this by not touching my Louis Vuitton monogram handbags pretty much at all. I'm not drawn to them. I have my Vernis leather piece that does have the like monogram embossed on the leather. Is it embossed? Anyway, but it's still not as on your face, and that I also only wear in very special occasions and so on. But like in my daily, everyday life, I'm not drawn to monogram pieces at all. Small leather goods, that's fine. I'm not really that bothered. But when it comes to like handbags, the more subtle, the better. And I feel like this is a really good learning, because then I know that even if I would like something in some sort of monogram, I'm not only talking about Louis Vuitton, it can be any type of monogram print, very logo-y. They are called different things than monogram, but like very logo-y on as a print of the bag. I'm not gonna reach out for it. I'm gonna feel very self-conscious wearing it. I'm not into logos that much. There might be exceptions. The Celine Triumph logo, I'm in love with it. I think it's beautiful, and for some reason in my head it's in different category than what I'm now meaning in this. But it's just, there is something, the biggest learning is that I am more drawn to like subtle branding. That's maybe the best way to say it. And then, contradicting myself, I love my Goyard St. Louis tote, which is filled with the Goyardine print, which is Goyard. But with that, I somehow don't see it as branded. Go figure. My mind is weird and it's not really consistent maybe in this, but in general, it's not for me. I'm okay with the hardware, like how you lock the bag, if that will have like the logo or some type of branding, but majority of the bag, I prefer plain, something that doesn't scream out the brand. And this, I don't know if it has something to do with age or me becoming boring or even more boring than I was before. Or like in general, my sense of style has shifted quite a lot towards very much like neutral, gray and white. Yeah, neutral color palette. And the same kind of goes with my bags. The bags will pop out, in my opinion, without having massive branding. So maybe I'm just trying to say that having a lot of logos and branding doesn't make me as happy as having a classic piece where maybe it's more, if you know, but it doesn't matter if everyone doesn't know. I'm kind of more into that and have been more and more over the last years. So yeah, that's just about it. No more monogram. The third one is also maybe more as a learning than a mistake that I could pinpoint from last year. But let's say that I have a separate like luxury account or luxury fund where I put money and save for luxury stuff. And the actual like learning is that whenever there is some money in that luxury fund, I shouldn't really impulse purchase something and use all of that money before I actually consider if there is something else I want to save up to. Because always when I kind of empty the luxury account, I need to start from zero again to save up for something. And it's more reflected to less impulse buying, more to say, so that I would just really consider what I want to buy and not feel the need to buy stuff just to buy stuff. I'm definitely a person that during these years of actually having my own money, so quite many years now, I like to reward myself with buying something. And I'm not a stranger to just kind of spending my time by going to the shops and just looking maybe for something to buy and so on. But when it comes to luxury stuff, there is quite a difference of just suddenly putting hundreds and hundreds of euros on something that I wasn't exactly planning on buying, than going to, I don't know, H&M and buying a shirt for 30 euros that I wasn't planning on buying. So just really considering where I spend my money on. And that kind of showed on my channel last autumn. I didn't pretty much buy any luxury stuff for months. And for many people that's normal. Like luxury is something you treat yourself once a year. You buy something and then you enjoy it, and maybe it's also something that I've taken a bit of like a step back of not buying luxury stuff all the time, so that I actually do get also the chance to enjoy it. Last springtime to summer, I purchased like 4 handbags within 3 months, or for something like in a very, very short time period. And they are all very different handbags for sure. And I don't regret any of them. I love all of them. And it was just the timing that happened with those bags. But still, it's so many bags within such a short time period. And then I just felt like, okay, I don't really have anything I want to buy. I didn't feel like buying anything. And that actually led to my luxury account, that there is quite a lot of money now. And I do have some items I want to buy, but I feel more confident and comfortable when I have the time to actually go and buy them, that I have truly considered them and I really want them, and I've contemplated, I've thought if I wouldn't buy and so on, and still I feel it's a good idea to use my money on them. So definitely kind of not being so impulsive whenever I've managed to save up some money to buy luxury items, that I would be really certain where I want to spend it on. So yeah, less impulse, more consideration. Let's go to the fourth one. And so that this wouldn't be all preachy, let's talk about the fact that I should have jumped on the luxury shoe wagon earlier. There was so many years when I was already buying handbags and SLGs where I was kind of like, no, luxury shoes are not worth it. They get dirty, they get broken, blah, blah, blah. And I purchased, let's say, less quality shoes because I was like, yeah, I can put 50 euros there and blah, blah, so on. I actually opened up to luxury designer shoes maybe after our wedding. I purchased my first pair of luxury designer shoes to our wedding. They are a pair of Jimmy Choos. They are lovely. And that's when I allowed myself to splurge a bit, and I had made a research and I did try them on and probably walked in the store for like 20 minutes before I dared to spend money on them. By the way, I purchased them from an outlet. They weren't even that expensive in a way, but still it was in my mind that I'm putting money on something that I'm paying for the branding and blah. All in all, after that, when I realized that they are most comfortable heels that I've ever worn, I don't use heels, so I was kind of like, I need to have a spare pair of shoes in my bag so that I can switch out, then I can't dance in them and all of that. I managed over 12 hours in those heels. As a person who never wears heels, that was just amazing. So I kind of became a bit more open to designer shoes after that. But still, I felt like I can't really put money on them. Fast forward to last year, I had already purchased quite a few pairs of luxury shoes. Also quite a lot from the pre-owned world, because shoes tend to lose their value. And there is so many shoes sold on the pre-owned that are in really good condition. People might not have even worn them that much, so they kind of are in almost new condition, but you get them with an amazing price point. So I started kind of splurging on that, on the pre-owned, and managed to collect quite a lovely amount of shoes. And I kind of realized it last year when I wore my really well-fitted Stuart Weitzman boots, for instance, that they feel amazing. My foot feels good, it's supported, it looks great, the quality is amazing, but also my own behavior. As I've had invested a bit more to those shoes, I care for them better than when I buy stuff from the high street and so on. And I'm not saying that I would spend 1,000 euros on shoes. I'm not there yet. But definitely I should have jumped on this bandwagon earlier, because there is 100% a difference wearing quality shoes. And I know quality shoes doesn't mean it needs to be luxury, but you can still make excellent purchases from luxury brands. And I mean, who says what is luxury brand in a way? For instance, here I have a few shoe boxes. Let's see if I'm able to show them to you. Few shoe boxes. Are these luxury designer brands? I don't know, designer brands anyway. I have noticed a massive difference within the shoes that I used to buy to what I buy now. And it doesn't need to be like from the top luxury sector, but when I first moved to quality shoes from the contemporary brands, for instance, they tend to cost around the same as the more designer-ish brands shoes do. Plus you can get shoes from a discount and so on. So I feel like my viewpoint on designer shoes have completely changed, and I see a problem happening here because I love shoes as well, not as much as handbags in the same way, but I really love shoes. And now that I've kind of dipped my toe into designer shoes that truly are comfortable, I'm not okay with uncomfortable shoes though, so they absolutely have to be comfortable. But now that I've dipped my toe into that pond, really difficult to get back from there and so on. But that's a learning for me, that I should have tested them out earlier, so I wouldn't have made so many shoe mistakes during these years. And yeah, shoes make me happy as well, so that's a great learning, isn't it? There you have it. Those are my 4 biggest luxury shopping mistakes and learnings that I made during 2022. What did you think of my learnings? Let's continue the discussion. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.